Hey everyone, this episode is brought to you by Row Nutrition. If you guys have not heard of them, please stop what you're doing right now. Go over to their website at Row Nutrition and take a look, because you guys know more than ever, I care so deeply about my mental well-being, my physical, and my TBIs. I do everything I can to look after my body, whether that's cold plunge, ketones, or otherwise. But Row Nutrition is my newest additive, and I have to tell you, I am feeling like money. Let's talk about it. If you're struggling with brain fog, you are slower to recover at times, and you're feeling more down, even if you feel like you're doing everything right, like I was doing, this is what you need. Let's talk about why. The reality is, when you hit your 30s, I'm going on 36, your body's NAD levels, a critical molecule that fuels your energy recovery and brain clarity, they drop by half, nearly half. No wonder we're all burnt out. And that's exactly why I partnered with them. They use a liposomal NAD. And let me be completely straight up with you and honest, it's incredible. Normally, you need to go and get NAD IVs for this result, but not with Row. I am experiencing sustained clean energy, sharper focus, which we all need, and faster recovery. I don't have any jitters. I don't have any crashes. And this is an energy like others that keep me performing my best. It's critical. Let's talk about NAD in general. It fuels your mitochondria. If you guys don't remember high school science, that's what we're talking about. That is the powerhouses in your cells responsible for your energy and clarity. And like I said before, the only real way to get it before was really expensive, uncomfortable, which I've done, IV treatments. But Row Nutrition has completely changed the game with their new technology. No needles, no downtime, just maximum absorption and results. I have felt the change, and you guys know I only use products that I actually use. So I want you guys to go and give this one a try. It's risk-free. So it is backed by their 60-day money-back guarantee. And I believe in this enough to give you guys 20% off. So go head over to rownutrition.com/discount/Kelsi20 and use your code Kelsi20 at checkout. Now, the one thing I want you to understand is that when you do this, you're not just doing this for you. You're doing this for everyone else around you, because when you feel good, others around you start to feel just as good as well. So go check them out. And brought to you by Ketone IQ. If you guys have not heard or seen me drinking these little bottles right here, you have been missing out. These guys right here are single-handedly the biggest part of my routine. Outside of the functional mushrooms, the movement, the sleep, the hydration, Ketone IQ is a #1 most important tool that I use in my toolbox. And let me tell you why. If you guys have never experienced runner's high, give this a try. That flow state, it is for real. Ketones are a uniquely powerful macronutrient that can cross the blood-brain barrier, and they increase the brain energy efficiency. And every time you take a Ketone IQ, you're going to notice the radical boost in performance, endurance, and just focus in general. For me, I use this when I road bike, when I run. As a mother, instead of using caffeine after 12 o'clock, I go and grab a ketone. More importantly, I use it before I podcast, before I do keynotes or anything important in my life. You will see a ketone in my bag, on the table, or anywhere near me. So do yourself a favor. Once you're done listening to this awesome episode of the Kelsi Sharon Perspective, go on over to the website partner.ketone.com/Kelsi. You're going to save. Go grab yourself a subscription so you never miss out and you always have the energy you need. And brought to you by XXXY Athletics. You guys can check them out at xx-xyathletics.com and make sure you use the code Kelsi20. That will help you save. I'm so excited to be a new ambassador of XXXY. I absolutely love what they stand for, and I'm proud to work with them because they are founded on truth, dedication to quality, and they are built for style and performance. Women deserve the opportunities that sports and single-sex spaces provide, because sex matters at the end of the day. It is the single biggest determinant of athletic performance, and it's completely unfair and dangerous, as most of you know, to allow males who are XY chromosome to compete with girls and women who are XX in sports. You guys can share your stories just by doing the hashtag workout speak out. Tag myself, Kelsi_Sharon, and the XX_XY athletics on Instagram, and we will share everything. We need to get fit and speak our minds, mobilize into a force that fights back for women's sports. So start fighting. The way that you do that is go to XX-XY Athletics, go use the code Kelsi20 at checkout, slap on that gear, signal to the world that you are done allowing others to walk into female spaces. I believe in this brand. I believe in the mission. I believe in what they do. So go grab some now. Hey guys, this episode is brought to you by Good Living. I am so excited to tell you about something that's become such a meaningful part of my wellness routine, Good Living. Now, this isn't any brand. This is actually a brand I know all of the owners behind. And let me tell you, their integrity, their dedication, and their quality is the real deal. Their microdosing and functional blends are crafted with intention, and you can feel it. Everything is tested and made to support you in tapping into your own rhythm. We're talking about blends for anxiety, depression and stress, ADHD, brain health, inflammation, sleep, and energy. Seriously, they have thought of everything possible. I know firsthand how much love they pour into every single product. So if you're ready to check them out and explore more, go to itsgoodliving.com. And trust me, it's a journey worth taking. That's itsgoodliving.com, itsgoodlivin.com. And make sure to use the code BRASS and get 20% off your first order today. Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of the Kelsi Sharon Perspective. Welcome to our new space. Welcome to our Substack series. And we thought, why not start with an aggressive article about Veterans Affairs Canada doing exactly what it's not supposed to do, which is help our veterans. I wanted to take some time to address some things that have been happening. Veterans Affairs Canada has been caught with its hand in the cookie jar once again, doing some things it absolutely should not be doing. But here it is anyway. There is a big community behind me and doing a lot of this great work. And there are other individuals who have been reporting on this subject now for a while. And always want to give credit where credit is due. Mark Minky and the other individuals who have been breaking these stories and helping us get the confidence for veterans to come forward and talk about this issue and what is going on. It's so imperative that we have veterans and other individuals who are basically showing that you can go speak to them and trust in them. So it just dropped today in the Toronto Sun that another veteran has been offered medical assistance in dying instead of treatment, which, by the way, is absolutely insane. And I don't think anybody would argue that except for the Liberal Canadian government. So in saying that, we also have another Canadian veteran who has been offered, who I am trying to get to sit down, yet he has still been unwilling and nervous because he's afraid of repercussions from the government. So right before an election comes out, this episode will actually be out after the election. So hopefully we can pray that we will have a conservative government and hopefully this will stop. So let's get right to it. If you guys have not gone and seen our amazing sponsors, right behind me there, you've got Ketone IQ, Row, Good Living, and amazing people at XXXY. Go give them a follow. Go give them some love. More importantly, use our code Kelsi20, Unity, or Brass, and you can go save. Support the Substack just by subscribing. You don't have to pay at all. You guys can go help us out by sharing our content on all different platforms, or just simply telling someone else about us. Word of mouth is the most powerful way to grow. So thank you guys so much for that. And for those that have supported us for quite some time. So let's get right into it. I did an article today called Welcome Home, Now Die. Yes, I know it's aggressive. Big shocker, Veterans Affairs is at it again. The Canadian government since 2022 is failing our veterans in the most disgusting, disgraceful possible way by offering them death care instead of health care. But Kelsi, didn't they say they aren't going to do that anymore? Yeah, they sure did. But once again, our liberal lies. Are we surprised, honestly? In a chilling repeat of a disturbing trend, another Canadian combat veteran has been offered medical assistance in dying, which is MAiD, if you guys aren't sure what that is. Instead of genuinely supporting treatment, which is not a surprise, again, my question is, when did the lives of our veterans become an acceptable, even routine solution to offer them who are suffering from trauma, PTSD, or any other physical or mental health challenges? When did offering death become easier alternative than providing the comprehensive care our veterans desperately deserve? Care we know exists, but are unwilling to use or even fund. This is a perfect example would be when we go and speak about the emerging treatments of veterans and first responders in the Senate of Canada, where they have done a report saying that they need to put funding in, yet we haven't seen any movement. Veterans, in my opinion, deserve compassion, proper treatment, respect, and dignity, unwavering support. But that's just me, I guess. We should never be offering an off-ramp to the grave. This continues to be a disturbing and even horrifying trend that not even Veterans Affairs Minister was aware of. And I know this because I have had private conversations with the shadow minister. To think that some government case managers, those especially entrusted with the sacred duty of caring for our veterans, would even contemplate suicide as an option rather than investing the necessary time, resources, and genuine effort into authentic healing and recovery is insane. Our veterans fought and continue to fight for life, liberty, and now their own country to later suggest ending their life. This is one of the dangers on continuing to talk about MAiD as some life-saving, amazing program. This is the real issue with MAiD, right? When you slow drip the carrot, it becomes a solution to all things. This story, not one we haven't not heard before, but were promised would never, ever happen again. To a sinister and growing pattern, the Liberal government is a profound failure on several fronts, failing in its moral and ethical, basic human obligations to protect and care for those who are willing to put their lives on the line for our freedoms. I do love how they continue to want to send us to other countries to fight, while pulling this bullshit and asking, why are retention rates so low? How could that be, Kelsi? I don't understand. What they should be asking themselves is, how can we possibly trust the system that suggests death as a viable, acceptable solution? The very thought undermines the trust veterans and their families should be rightly placing in the government and the healthcare system. So what can we do to rectify this continued failure? Do we fire everyone? Do we restart completely? These are my opinions. First, a good place to start would be actually stop selling veterans out to Manulife Insurance and actually supporting them. Next, we must and absolute unequivocally accountability at every single level, which we know for sure will not happen. But hey, I'm just a combat veteran who's preaching accountability, something this government knows absolutely nothing about. Case managers should never, under any circumstance, be authorized or empowered at all to suggest medical assistance in dying or medical suicide. This case manager needs to be made examples of. And in 2022, when they were caught for the first time, not a damn thing was done. Counseling suicide should be crystal clear, explicitly stated in the operational guidelines, should be communicated with zero misunderstanding. The word no. We should never suggest somebody dies instead of helping them. Next, I would implement mandatory, rigorous oversight and thorough mental health training programs specifically designed around trauma-informed care and ensuring that case managers fully understand their critical role is protecting and preserving and supporting veterans' lives. Additionally, complete transparency in reporting any incidents or breaches is a non-negotiable. Along swift and public accountability measures, that is what really means. And additionally, complete transparency in reporting any incidents or breaches is non-negotiable. Alongside swift and public accountability measures, and what I really mean is heads on spikes. There must be unequivocal zero tolerance policy for anybody who recommends death over dedicated, thorough, and compassionate care and support. Lastly, why is the VA not asking veterans what they really want to see in change? Why is this only done behind closed doors, where only government officials, whom not a single one is a veteran, by the way, are speaking for us? We need to be actively involving veterans themselves in shaping our policies and procedures that directly impact their care. We need to ensure that the voices and experiences are genuinely heard and respected. This is not simply about revising policy. This is fundamentally about basic human decency, dignity, and respect. It's far beyond time for Canada to truly step up and reform its priorities and genuinely care for its veterans. Anything less than a complete dedication to safeguards of their lives, health, and well-being is a betrayal of every single sacrifice and every person who died and anyone who is a veteran in this country. And trust me, the majority of veterans in this country, including myself, are nothing but ashamed of this current government, how they treat us, and how they have hung every single one of us out to dry. At this point, I'm truly shocked they don't just mail us the nooses themselves. So if you guys like this, please go over to our Substack, share it, subscribe, You can do the paid or you can do the free. Either way, support is support. And let us know what you guys think as we continue to read these. If you are a veteran anywhere on the globe, Canada, US, NATO, otherwise, and you have been offered medical assistance in dying instead of support the way you should have been, please do me a favor. Go on over to my website at kelsisharon.com and please reach out to me. I would love to hear your story. I would love to talk about what is going on. And most importantly, I would love to let you know that MAiD is never the option, that death is never the solution, and that we do 100% over here at the Kelsi Sharon Perspective and all of our networks care deeply about you and want to see you stay with us. Most importantly, you matter. So please do us a favor, reach out. It never, ever hurts to just reach out and say, hey, this happened. I don't know what to do. I hear you. It's hard. It's difficult, but it will be the hardest thing you'll ever do. But I promise you, help and support is out there for you. All right, everyone, we will see you all next week, hopefully with a little more of a positive story. Have a great one.